Mike, this is Robert Frank. Good to hear your voice.
Well, hello, Robert. It's good to be in here tonight. It's been a while. We've been gone, and we just walked in the door just a few minutes ago. So,
Well, I know you've been all busy, so
yeah, it's quite a quite a deal. I don't know if you know what's going on or not. My mother died eh, on the 12th of this month, and I am I'm not her executor. They don't use the executor word anymore. I have learned today. They use private personal assistant. And since she's dead, I guess she does need some assistance. But and instead of executor, they call it a private personal assistant. So I'm her private personal assistant for the estate. And we got some things rolling today. I met with a lawyer for a little while this morning, and we got some things rolling. That's probably going to drag out for at least another 6 months. I met with a real estate agent who is going to try to sell her house, which will be a good thing. But that too probably will drag out at least another 6 months. So then I met with a preacher yesterday of the church she attended, and we're working with him to try to set up a memorial service towards the end of June. We've got a tentative date, but it's not set in concrete yet.
yeah, it's a lot of work. I know when my mother died, well, it's been almost 13 years now. Um, there's just so much involved, and I was called the executor.
Yeah, technically that's the same thing. The
Yep.
lawyer just explained to me today they don't call them executors anymore. They call them private personal assistants. So I'm private personal assistant for her estate, which is
Well, I'm going to keep my prayers out there for you and hope that this can all be straightened out over whatever length of time it takes.
well,
And that everything works out for your satisfaction, you know.
well. No, my satisfaction would have been for my mother not to die, but that ain't gonna happen. So we'll
Well,
have to
no,
go from there.
we're all going down that road, whether we want to or not.
You're right. One day, but I know God's in control and He's handling things, and we will see this through, whatever it takes and however long it takes. So
Yep. So what else is up on the agenda?
I'm hoping everybody else has got something. Like I said, I just walked in the door, so I I don't have anything planned for tonight except I've missed everybody, and I wanted to be back in here to hear everybody on the call. You got anything special going on?
Well, Tuesday night, we talked a little bit about Facebook, and I mentioned the fact that I thought that maybe, before the meeting's over at the end of the day, we should decide on what it is that we might want to go over, on the next call. And so everybody that was here said that they would like to get some information on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I'll do that and see what I can come up with.
We'll be glad to hear what you have come up with. Uh, by the way, just for Reverend Dave's benefit, the recording is running now. So
Is Dave here tonight?
Reverend Dave is here tonight.
I'm
He's
here.
the only one I've heard so far besides you. We're glad
I'm
to have
here.
both of y'all here in here, and hopefully Sandy and some of the others will show up here shortly.
Yeah, I figured before I even bother about this Facebook thing is, wait about 5 minutes or so and see if we get any more people in here.
Yep.
Is Sandy here tonight?
I haven't heard her yet, but she probably will be here shortly.
Okay.
It's typical for her to run a little late sometimes. So.
Robert, I was expecting possibly a former affiliate of mine be on the call Tuesday. I was waiting in the hospital room with my wife, so that's why I couldn't be there. But
Oh,
his name was Don Mussetter. Was he there on Tuesday?
I don't believe so. I don't remember that name.
Okay.
I think it was Joe.
Joe?
I think somebody by the name of Joe maybe was on the call. There was only 3 or 4 of us.
Was it Dave Mincy? David Mincy? Was he
Oh,
here?
maybe it was Dave, not Joe. Dave, yeah.
Probably Sandy.
And Sandy, right?
I apologize for not being here. It was just a last minute thing that I had to drop and leave the house. So.
Well, that's to be expected, Hey, we all have things that come up sometimes, and you just got to go do it.
Mike, I notice you're on your phone tonight.
No, actually, I'm not.
Because you're not breaking up like usual.
I'm on my backup computer tonight.
Oh.
And for some reason or other, it's not even on the online network, on the wireless network. It's on my wired network here. So I usually use it on the wireless, but it didn't come up on the wireless tonight. So.
Well, you're coming through loud and clear, that's for sure.
As long as it's loud and clear, that's good for me.
I'm not going anywhere.
My laptop is what I normally use, and it's still packed in the bag. I didn't even have time to take it out of the bag when I got home. So.
Laundry basket down.
So
From Betsy.
I took it off. I didn't get it out of the bag actually, and
Well, I understand that you wanted to do something with GDI and Four Corners combined together. Is that correct?
Well, I do have GDI and Four Corners combined together as far as my personal stuff. As far as the winning team system, Four Corners and this in Stiforp are combined together. All I've done is I added GDI to my to that page for my personal page, and I may have done it for 1 or 2 other people that requested it, but actually the winning team system is basically designed around the Stiforp and the Four Corners.
Well, I know you.
Go ahead.
I know you had been talking to Terrence, or you tried to talk to Terrence. Maybe.
Not really.
Maybe that's a better word.
That's a better word.
He's a hard person to get a hold of, and even when I text him, I called him one time, and we talked for about, like I say, 15, 20 minutes.
He is.
And I enjoyed the conversation, but. Yeah, he never has called me.
He's impossible to get a hold of. He's impossible to talk to. He is a very, very, very poor leader to be called a team leader. He doesn't do what I would consider a team leader should be doing. I'm very disappointed. I went up over his head. I went to Stephen up above his head, and Stephen pretty much told me to talk to you, and that he couldn't give me any information. He didn't want to do with anything to do with it. And that I had some questions about the GDI.
Got rid of the kids because the dog was allergic.
What do you call it? The fixing to try to pull it up here.
Now, when, this morning, I was waiting on Justin to call.
Not the learning, but under the GDI bonuses, the GDI team bonus. I had
Yeah,
some
they have
questions
the,
Excuse me. I said, yes, I got some
about that
hymns. Let me
because
go home
it's showing
and get
all
my
kind of
truck. We
people
had a radiator, too. That's
having
the
having
radiator
people
went off
in,
30
and I have had,
It's gonna be a different price. That's all.
you know, a personally sponsored person
I got that, and
that should have
decided I'd get some more
been
cans. I did.
listed,
I might get like 3
and
Walmart size bags. It's
you know, all it shows on mine is zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, which is not correct. And I tried to talk to Steven, since he is the
and I was supposed to take Jennifer
team
to go get
bonus leader,
oil change in it.
Right.
and he offered me no assistance, no help whatsoever. And he told me if I had any questions, I just ought to talk to you. Well, you know, he seemed to be really unhappy because you and I were already acquainted before this. I don't know why he would be, and everything, but anyway, you know, I knew I could talk to you. You've always been, you know, someone that I can talk to and bounce things off of if I need to, and you know, and I appreciate that 100%. But I'm just really fed up with this team elite. This team elite is not team elite. Basically, what I've been doing is putting work in. You've been putting a lot of work in. Dave's been putting a lot of work in, and it's benefiting somebody, but it ain't benefiting us at all. You know, and it's been over a month now, and there's been, you know, no benefit from it whatsoever. And if I'm gonna put that much work in, I'm gonna put that much work into building my own team, which I can do. I have done in the past. Dave knows I can do it. I'm actually, I don't know if you're aware of it or not. I'm not brand new to GDI. I've been with GDI since 2005. I actually dropped out of GDI and stayed out for about a month so that I could actually come back in under GDI Team Elite, because all the advertising I've seen and everything, all the promoting looked like it might be a good thing. And if it worked the way they claimed it would work, it would be, but it doesn't. And it doesn't because it has a severe lack of team leadership, upline leadership. And that's one thing the winning team is all about, is we are helping those that get into network marketing and find that their upline leadership is non-existent. And that's what I'm finding with Team Elite. And so I'm pretty much going to wash my hands of that. Obviously, I'm not washing my hands of GDI, and I'm not washing, you know, I'm still in your downline, and anything I do is going to benefit you. And anything I do is going to benefit those that are underneath me. You know, I'm fully intending to build a team here.
right. Now, I do have one question. You do have Dave that's under you, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Because you said you didn't have anybody under you, and I
Well,
thought
that's what
I didn't.
that's what it keeps reporting. There's nobody now. It does show Dave as in my downline.
Right.
It does show Dave in my downline, but it doesn't show anybody. When you go to the you know, the GDI team bonus and look at the stats on that, it shows 4 or 5 people up towards the top have got some people, but then it shows everybody else is zeros, including me, and it's been showing me 0 for a month now, and this is just, it's not, or almost a month, not quite, and you know, that just ain't right. It ain't right. And I was actually contacted Stephen and wanted you know, wanted some assistance from him to figure out how, because it wasn't me that I'm worried about. You know, it's really absolutely not me that I'm worried about. It's the fact that that's one more person signed up that would be counting towards the 25 that the team needs. And
Right.
and if it's, you know, if it's showing 0, if it's not counting that, that's one the team is not getting. And you know, I'm a team player. I hope you know that and realize that. I believe in team. I believe in team support, and that's one person that's not on the team. Of course, actually, I'm sitting here. If I count just the numbers that they report as being, converted numbers,
Right.
there's nowhere near 25, and nobody on the team's going to benefit from this team. And it just seems to me that it's a severe lack of leadership. And
Yeah, now,
I have tried to contact all the way up through the first 5 levels. One level I can't contact. One level, all the rest of the levels I did contact, and I have gotten nothing. The young lady that's upline, I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but
Kathy?
yeah, I think that's it. Let's see.
Yeah, and the only problem with Kathy is that she is deaf. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't talk.
you explain that to me, but she has, every time I've written her, she's replied back to me. She
Right.
has been nice. She hadn't provided a whole lot of support, but she is, at least she has, she has been someone that I could communicate with. But as far as
Well, let me,
Terrence and Stephen is neither one of them are providing any support. And you got the only thing I keep getting from Terrence is I keep getting his autoresponder over and over and over and over again, trying to enlist me to join Team Elite. Well, if he's trying to get me to join Team Elite, does he not know that I already have for a month now? So
yeah, that I couldn't tell you. It's like with Kathy, and I told her, and I think it has to do with autoresponders. I still get emails from her to join GDI,
Yeah, well,
and in order to,
that shouldn't be. They
in order,
they should be keeping better track of what's going out,
right, they should be going to their autoresponder and correcting that problem.
especially when I tell them that is a problem. Now I haven't told Kathy. I don't get a whole lot from Kathy, but Terrence I just get over and over and over again, and I do get some from Stephen, and what I'm getting is the same stuff. It's nothing new, nothing worth actually sending out, and most of it is trying to enlist me in Team Elite. Well, I'm already there.
Yeah. Let me see if I can explain one thing, just so that you're aware of it, okay?
Yeah.
Team Elite, when I signed up, had, I believe, 450 people in the team. Okay?
You do know that Team Elite's been around since the early 2000s. It's not brand new.
Right, but here's a problem that I found, and it wasn't a problem because I just accepted what happened. The person, and I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but the person who was in charge of or ahead of Team Elite about, I'd say maybe 4 months ago, passed away.
Yeah, that was Walter Bailey.
Walker Bailey, you got it. And so this Stephen person, I guess is his son or some kind of a relative, because that was my understanding. He said that he was going to have to take it over. Well, when he took it over, because Bailey had passed away, I guess they had to eliminate that particular team the way it was.
Right.
So,
that I
right.
understood everything. Yeah.
And so Steve created a new team. Now, with the new team, I believe, and I'm not 100% correct, but I believe we have 33 plus people on the team right now.
I was driving on Tuesday.
I don't know. I hadn't counted them.
Yeah, I think you can go back in GDI back office and look under teams, and then under Team Elite, you can see how many people are actually on the team. But my understanding from Terrence, and this was a few months back, that when it comes to the $25 bonus that you're referring to, we had fewer people out there advertising, which meant that to hit 25, because I think you need to have 25 people in order to get the bonus.
Well, you have to have at least 5 people to get the bonus, but you have to sign up 25 new people. Yeah. Let me see who else has joined us, and we'll get back to this.
Okay.
This is Mike in Georgia, and you've reached our winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. I'm so glad to hear your voice here. I guess you're back.
Yeah, I just walked in the doors. But
Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome home.
I am back. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry that I have been away, but I really was looking forward to coming in here and hearing everybody's voice tonight. That's always a real pick me up for me, and I appreciate every one of y'all. We was discussing GDI Team Elite. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. With Robert. What's that?
TI?
GDI, George,
Yeah,
David,
global.
India, GDI, yeah, Global Domains International. There is a organization called Team Elite that is basically just a team that is trying to build a team, and with the idea of upline supporting and helping. The key word there is help, and it should be helping new members when they come in, help them to put 6 people on their front line, and then in turn around and help in the same manner, help them find 6 people for each of those 6. And it's so it would continue on down through the first 5 levels, which would provide with about $10,000 rounded off $10,000 a month income for everyone, and that's a great idea. And I have it's a great in theory it's a great idea. It's just not been working the way it should. And Robert and I were discussing it. Actually, Robert is my sponsor in this team, and Robert is doing great. Robert provides all the support I ask for and need, and he's one of the good guys. It's just the rest of the upline, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not that they don't provide it for everybody else, but for me, the only thing I keep getting from them in the way of communication is autoresponder telling me that GDI Team Elite is so great and I ought to join it. Well, I did that a month ago.
You know what? I gotta throw this in real quick because I was texting Terrence, I guess about 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and I point blank told him in text on Skype that he needed to call you, period, because you wanted to talk to him. So my question automatically is, has he called you?
No.
No.
Well, no, he hasn't, because my phone goes with me no matter where I was, and it worked real well over in Alabama too. I know I
Yeah,
about
and
wore it out.
so if he had called you, you would have known it because he would have called you.
I would have known it. Yes.
Yeah, and see, I find that Terrence is one of these people that, and I know he's not deaf because I've talked to him, but I guess he just don't like to talk to people on the phone.
Well, that's one thing that's one thing that we try to teach. As a winning team, is you've got to pick the phone up. You've got to talk to people. You've got to build a relationship with people, and
Right.
we've talked about that before. And if Terrence cannot do that, if he cannot get over picking the phone up, he can still build a business, but he needs to step aside as a team leader, and we need someone else to move in and take that place, because he's getting the benefit from being a team leader, but he's not leading.
Right. And I asked him, and I think I sent you the links. I assume you got them.
did, and I got them. I hope I still have them. I think you sent them to me in Skype, but I have not had an opportunity to go look at them. This week has been really busy.
Right. But I've been trying to figure out, team leader wise, what it is I need to do, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
And at this point in time, there are a few things in terms of being a team leader that I would not know how to do, or I don't even I'm not even sure I would have the capacity or the ability to do. So there's some things that I would have to learn,
I'm,
and
I,
some of them,
I need to
some
look
of
at
them I might be able to learn from you.
I need to look at the requirements because what you don't know, I can help you, and what I don't know, you can help me. You know,
Right.
and if neither
But
one of us
I just,
knows it, Dave can jump in there and help both of us. And if that don't work, we got Sandy, and Sandy could help us all too, whether she's part of GDI or not. You know, she's still one of our best team people, and
that's correct.
she can actually
Mike,
help too.
can I
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you've been involved with GDI for a long, long
I
time.
have been, yes, since
Now, is this
2005.
outside? Is this outside of what you've already been doing?
Actually, what I did is because I haven't actually been doing anything with GDI for 2 or 3 years now. I haven't really been working it, so it was it was fizzling. And what I did was I actually resigned from GDI, and I waited probably about a month, and then I re-enrolled with GDI Team Elite because everything that I saw and read about this Team Elite seemed like it was a good thing. It seemed like it would help not just me, but it would help. It would enable me to help a lot of other people, and so that's what I did. And it just so happens, in not by design, but it just so happens that I got I got appointed to be placed underneath Robert, which
Yay.
was just fine with me, and everything. And I I shared with Dave what I was doing, and Dave, Dave signed up under me, but I connected Dave to the GDI Team Elite, in hoping that we all could benefit each other, that we could help each other, and it hasn't been working out that way in the last month, or at least not the way that I would like it to work. And so I'm trying to find a way to improve it. If I have to go out and build my own team, I can do that. Y'all know I can do that. Uh, and that would benefit the winning team too as well, because uh, anything and everything I do, I tie back into the winning team system. So uh, it's just it's just that way, because I so believe in the winning team. I've been doing it now for so many years, and most of y'all have been tagging along with me, and I have been my number one primary goal in this life is to help other people achieve their goals, and to help other people learn to build their business. And so, I've just about got frustrated with Team Elite and decided that I'll just go back and build my own GDI team and tie it in with the winning team as far as training and things like that, and bring people in, to the winning team, and we'll all benefit. And
Right.
like
And
I said, that's
let me
my
throw
goal.
something in you. Let me throw something in here kind of quick, like,
Yes, sir.
and I'm going to be doing probably the same thing you are. I am trying to get some information. I'm trying to determine what it is that I'd actually need to do and have the capacity to do to be a team leader. I think I mentioned it one time before. My goal is July 4th. I just picked it out of the clear blue sky. And I see boundaries there. But two things that I find that are important, and that is that, number one, I was with Team Elite for 7 weeks before I got one person. Okay, and I was told in the beginning that because there were so many people in the group, they have this, I don't know what you want to call it. You have to go down the line. Everybody gets their turn. And since I come on, I was on the bottom, so I had to work my way up. So it was 7 weeks before I got my first person. But by the 9th week, I had 5 people. So I found that once it started, it seemed to me that it moved pretty good.
That one is killing me.
Okay?
I can't touch it.
And so from my point of view, at that point in time, I didn't really have a problem with it because I had 5 people. I was making $5 a month. I thought that was cool.
It's still in the hole.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
I had just
I understand
started.
what you're saying. I understand.
Right. But then it was, I think it was 5 weeks into the program when I found out that Bailey had passed away. And then, the next 2 weeks, it was like everything kind of fell apart. Nobody got any points. Nobody seemed to get anything. And I didn't know whether that was me or they were just getting behind. And then finally, Stephen took over and everything picked back up and it, moving along. And so again, I was, basically happy with it. Then I talked to Terrence, and Terrence said, when I got my 6th person, Terrence said, now, would you like to become a team leader? And I said, yeah, but I don't know if I can do that right now. I might have to wait a month or 2, or I need to find out what it is that's required to become a team leader. And I'll be happy to be a team leader, and I'll be happy to do it, but I can't do it today. You know what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying, and that's one of the problems that I'm seeing is we've got team leaders that have had no training, no, nothing. They've said, here it is. They may have been told some things that they should be doing, but it's not happening. And
right.
We need. I either gotta. If I'm gonna put forth the effort and work in doing something, I've done probably between 20 and 30,000 hits this month, altogether. They hadn't all showed up. I don't know why not, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I actually have the stats here somewhere. And I found it interesting, but I just know that's the way it works out.
But if I'm gonna put it 20 to 30,000 hits, I want somebody to benefit from it. I want somebody, and I'm not all about me. Okay, I'm about a team. I'm about putting a team together. But I want if I bring somebody into any program, I want to work with them as much as they're willing to work and do things. That's what I love about Sandy so much. Saying if I say something, Sandy does it. She doesn't hesitate, and Sandy sees some benefit from it. And nobody's team in any networking business is going to grow fast. It just don't happen. And I know they tell you, on the internet and on the gurus and all that, they tell you, you jump in here and next week you're going to be rich, but it's just not going to happen. But
right.
If people are willing to buckle down and do the work and follow instructions and work as a team, then I want to work with them. I want to work with them all the way. But if it's not happening, if nothing is happening whatsoever, then something's wrong. Something's really wrong. And if something needs to be fixed, it's broke, it needs to be fixed. If you choose to take on a role as a team leader and you need help, I'll be glad to do whatever I can to help you. And we can use this call because we're talking about network marketing. We're talking about network marketing, and that's what this is about. And it doesn't matter what program we're talking about. If we can teach somebody how to build a network marketing business, they can take it and apply it to any business they're building.
That's correct.
And that's what I'm about. Okay. That's
yeah, and I think that's what makes it really good, because what you're about and what I'm about is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
The reason that I even, because I'm like you, I was in GDI, but this was about 7 years ago, and I did it for a year and got 1 person, and I said, well, this is not worth the time and effort. And so I just dropped out. There was no, why bother, why stick around for $1?
That's that's what happens to so many people that come into network marketing. Not just GDI, any network marketing. They come in
Hey,
and then they don't see results. They don't see someone else joining. They don't underneath them. They do everything and they don't see it and they don't they. But if they had a team working with them, the team working together, and people willing to share their knowledge and experience, then it happens and it grows. It doesn't grow instantly. It grows slowly, but steady is the key word there, and
right.
that's what we're looking for. And I'm not looking for zero results. The only results I've had since I come back into GDI is results that I created for myself. And
Right.
that's not
But
what I call teamwork.
see, that's why when you look at the number of people, and I got my stats out here. According to Terrence, we right now have 1, 2, 14, 20, I guess it's 31 people that are actually in our particular group right at the moment, because the group, even though Team Elite has been around a long time, this particular group, as the way it's written, has only been around for about 3 or 4 months. So instead of having 400 or 500 people, we only have 31. Now,
Robert,
yes,
excuse me. Isn't Team Elite the one that's been advertising here, there, and everywhere that they will give you 6 recruits as soon as you sign up? Are
No,
they?
not as-
Is that?
no, not as soon as you sign up, but we will. Here, let me go ahead and see if I can explain this. We got 31. Now, out of 31 people, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people out of 31 who did over 1,000 hits in that particular week. Now, the rules of the game is that you have to have at least 1,000 hits in order to qualify to get a person. Okay? Now, in this particular case, Terrence had 3 people who did over 1,000. And in my particular group, which includes Dave and me and Mike and all the rest of my people, I had 4 people who got over 1,000. But I also had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that got under 500, but it's obviously that they're out there trying to advertise. Okay?
I know, we sit out on the porch, it's like.
So anyway, in my particular group, which would include Dave and Mike, our team got over 12,628 hits. Terrence got 8,661 hits. So that's a total of 20,000 hits in 1 week. Now that's the reason that we like the team idea. Myself or Mike or Dave, we're exceptional, because in my case I got 1,500. I think Michael, he got almost 4,000. Dave got close to 4,000. He got 3,700. The rest of the people didn't get close to 1,000. Okay, because 1,000 hits in 1 week is not the easiest thing in the world to do if you're not out there advertising in some form. Now, the only people that can get any credit or get new people are the people who are doing over 1,000. Now, what was interesting about last week was my team, which includes Mike and Dave and a lot of other people, got over 12,000. Terrence got his team got 8,600, but one person in his team got 2 signups. Now, what that means is that if we put out 20,000 hits, only 2 people signed up. and some lady named Candace got those too. Now the problem is we don't know whether, like in my case, I signed up maybe 2 or 3 people directly. I didn't sign them up through the team because I felt, well, I don't want to do that. If I put them on the team and then they get under somebody they don't like, then they might feel upset about that. So because I knew them, I just signed them up directly and they went directly into my team. And that's why I told Mike and Dave both. You know, if there's somebody you know personally and you want to sign them up directly under you without going through the team, that's fine. Fine with me anyway. But when you're advertising on the internet, then that's a different story. If we put out 20,000 hits and we get 2 or 3 people, then it will be divided evenly. Now, according to the way the team works, if Terrence's team this week, or last week, I should say, got 2 signups, and we basically do the same thing next week as we did this week, we could get 2 more signups, then they might be under Mike, they might be under anybody, but it shouldn't be in Terrence's group, because he's already got 2 for this week.
I can explain why that happens, Robert.
And I don't even.
Two ways it can happen. One, you said there was a young lady that got 2 signups. If she did
Right.
it, those 2 signups were signed up by her personally, and she didn't do it through Terrence's autoresponder, then
Right.
that would explain it. Or the other thing is, with the system the way it works right now, everything we do is we sending people to Terrence's autoresponder.
Right.
And then Terrence's autoresponder is going out and dripping on these people, and when they sign up, they're signed up under Terrence, and Terrence moves them to where he feels like they need to go.
Right, and that's
to me,
why when
that don't work. For me, that don't work. It just
Right, and
not the way to do it.
when you get the information that I sent you, they'll tell you as a team leader that they point that out, that is an advantage that a team leader has. Okay. Now, there's only 2 ways.
You can build under the people you want, and let the rest of the people, go by the wayside. And that's, I've got a better system.
Right. But what I'm going to say right now is the bottom line. It's really simple. You've got a good team leader or a bad one. Okay. And what it boils down to, in my mind, is if you're going to play the game according to the way the game's supposed to be played, if I have 6 people that did over 1,000, then I put the 6 people in a little cup, and I draw a name out, and whatever name I draw out, that's the one that gets it. That's one way of doing it. Now, the other way is that, gee, I think, well, look, John here, he did a hell of a job. I think I'll give him to him. Well, that's being personal, and that's taking control, and I think that's
a problem.
Wrong.
That's not the way to build a team. That's not the way to, enlist team support, and that's what's happening, and that's a flaw in the system. That may be the way Terrence was taught to do it. But
that I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. But if that is the way the system's working, then that's a flaw in the system, and that, in my mind, the only way I see to fix that is for me to build my own system and not theirs. There is a better way to do it.
And that's the reason I'm talking to you, because see, from my point of view, it doesn't make any difference whether I become a team leader or whether you become a team leader, because either way, it's still going to work out fine.
Right.
Okay? Because you might have better tools, or you might have a better way of handling it, whatever the case may be, than I do. Because there's a lot of technical things that I have a whole ton of problems with, and I'll spend days trying to figure it out and may never figure it out. It's like the discussion that we had last week about Facebook. Well, I think Facebook is a good way to advertise, but I don't know a thing about Facebook. I mean, I know I got one. I know I got an account, and I know I got a handful of people, but how do I advertise and how do I do it properly and how do I keep from
Let's
people
let's move in.
dropping their huh?
Let's move into the Facebook era. That's what y'all decided we needed to talk about tonight anyway. And we got a few minutes left here. And
Okay.
I know Sandy does a lot of Facebook advertising. I do a lot, and I know Dave does some, and I'm assuming you do some. I haven't seen a lot of yours on our team. Our team actually has a group. The winning team has a group. Actually, we got two group pages out there,
Yeah.
and they are designed for people to post ads on. That's
Right.
100% of what they're designed for. But by posting those ads, what they're doing, what people are doing, are they are getting their brand out there. They're getting their name out where people can know. And if they post something that, for me, example, if I see something post on the group, then that interests me, whether it's the business they're talking about or a product they're talking about, or whether it's the person actually doing the posting. If they catch my interest, then I have the opportunity then to reply back to them and establish a connection, establish a relationship where I can build a relationship with them because that's what we're in business we're in is relationship marketing. And
Right.
that gives me the opportunity to see them, see who they are, and comment. I can comment back to them. We comment to it just like what you said a couple weeks ago. We have a dialogue going back and forth, and then if I see, they got something that interests me, I can tell them, hey, look, I'm interested in what you're talking about. I might like to know more. Or if if they ask me and they say, well, what am I doing? What am I doing? Well, what am I doing? My number one goal is putting people together, putting two
Right.
people together so they can build a relationship. That's why the group, the advertising group, is first networking. Is what it is. If you go to Facebook, you can see it's first. It's called First Networking Advertising Group. Uh, and people can go there. I have by sponsoring this group, I have the option of putting a post that stays at the top all the time. It's
Right.
called a pin post. And anytime anybody goes to post in the group, and the group is free and open for anybody to come post to it. They don't even have to be a member. They can come post to it. Um,
Right.
but by doing that, everybody sees me and they see who I am, and that brands me. I do have a link on there. I have a link to which ties them to my Skyforp landing page, capture page, which gives me the option of when they go to that, when they click on that link and it takes them to that page, they fill in a little short form, and they get added to my Skyforp database. Okay.
Okay. But now let me jump in here real quick because there's a couple things that I learned over the last couple days. And that's one, on your Facebook page, you have your picture, or you should have your picture.
I absolutely
And
do.
and if you don't have your picture, then you need to get your picture in there because jokingly as it may sound, it's called Facebook. It's not called phone book. So they're not looking for your name. They're looking for your face. Okay.
My face is on every post that I post. It puts a little, a thumbnail picture up
Right.
by my name.
Like for example, that's something I don't know how to do. But one of the things that we were discussing last week is that on my picture, you're supposed to be able to click on my picture to find out more about me. And
Yep.
according to Facebook, the number one thing that people look at when they go on a Facebook page is your profile, your picture. So if you click on your picture and you don't have your link and your phone number, somebody says, well, why would I want my phone number on Facebook? Because you're in business. That's why. Okay. You should have those two things that when you click on your picture, it should go on there.
Absolutely.
Now
That's the way mine works.
Right. Now the problem is that when it comes to posting, and I had a big discussion about this earlier on another webinar earlier today, is if somebody posts to my Facebook and they drop in a link, like, you need to go see this. One, I'm not going to befriend them. Two, I'm going to block them if I know how to do it. And three, I'm not going to do business with them at all. Okay? Because I think we all know how it feels when somebody just drops a link on us, So they were teaching us how, as an example, the whole idea is to get people's attention. So if I want to get somebody's attention, I might do like I would do with my other business. I might say, hey, I'm a director in training, and by being a director in training, I teach people how to earn an income on the internet. No links, no nothing. That's my post.
That's absolutely, I mean, that is absolutely correct information that you're passing on there. In certain situations, and I'll give you, I'm going off of Facebook, when we go to IBO, when you post on the IBO wall, if you get out there and you just post a bunch of links, one link after another, boom, 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 and the first thing people are going to do, they're either going to block you, they're going to report you, or they're going to ignore you.
That's
But
right.
So what you want to do in Facebook, not just on your, I mean, IBO, not just on your IBO wall, but on your, over in your message area, where in your social, with your associates and things, you want to treat them exactly what you're talking about. You want to set up a dialogue with them. That you don't want to throw links out there and a bunch of stuff like that. You want to create this dialogue, create so that you create a relationship with them. At which point in time, when that relationship is established, you either gonna ask them for their link, or they're gonna ask you for your link, and then you can exchange links. And that is exactly right. That's great network. On Facebook, on the advertising groups. Now, I'm not talking about going to your timeline. I'm not talking about your Facebook, your page, and anything like that. I'm talking about in your Facebook advertising groups, and there are literally thousands of them out there. Everybody doing the same thing. They are designed for people to come on, tell a little bit about their business, who they are, and put a link in there. And a picture in there is always nice. It's got a picture right here of somebody playing in the water. That it's great. But at if you set your profile up in your Facebook, on your Facebook page, every time you make a post, and that's all you have to do. When you set your profile up, you add your picture to your profile, and when you do that, every time you post in one of these groups, right beside your name is a thumbnail of your picture, and people can click on that picture, or they can also click on your name, either one, and it opens up your Facebook page, and it opens it up to your profile, and they can see all all the information about you, and learn about you, and that way they get a chance to see, hey, is this somebody I want to talk to, or
Right, and if I may, what you're saying right there is absolutely true, because essentially what you're doing is that even in a group, if I'm posting something and I have my thumbnail with a picture on it, I don't have to have a link there. If what I say is interesting to them at all, they can click on what to do. I put in, for example, I will post. Right. I'm reaching out to a few people who may be interested in expanding their connections. Now, I haven't posted any business. I haven't done anything. But if I have my thumbnail with my picture in it, they click on it, they're going to know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
But I haven't posted it directly, because you'll notice, and I know that we were discussing this last week, it gets irritating. If you go and you got 12 posts, and in all 12 posts there is nothing whatsoever except a URL. Go check this out.
That's the
Okay,
kind
I'm
of
gonna
that's
block
the
them.
kind of post people ignore, or they delete, or
That's
they just pass up and
right.
go on to something else. Uh,
That's exactly correct. And that's why I'm saying that it's so important that if you're going to post, put something in there that
if you
is
want me to check out your
designated.
link, tell me why I need to go check it out. Don't just say I need to go check this out, or hey, this is the greatest thing that ever happened. Go check it out. I'm gonna ignore that. But if you tell me, a benefit sale, you sell
Right,
the sizzle, benefit sale. If
right,
you give me a benefit, and if you tell me, here's a benefit from something that I found, and this is what it's doing for me, and it'll do the same for you. If you want to look at it, here's a link. That's okay. That's okay,
right.
because you have given me a reason to want to go look at that link. But if you just say here's a link, I ain't going to look at it. I
Right.
just skip right over them.
And and I think a perfect example of that is I have two of them. One would be, for example, I might put in uh, my post. Okay.
Yep. Hmm.
Do you really think that our money is going to hell? If so, maybe we should talk. And
That's
again, no links, no nothing. Because what I'm looking for is the response. When I get that response, that curiosity, somebody says, well, yeah, our money is absolutely going to hell. Maybe I should just send this guy a little, yeah, I agree, money's going to hell. What is it that you're doing? Well, then my next one might be, well, I'm a director in training and I teach people how to build a business on the internet. End of conversation, and send it to them. And when I get another one back, they're going to probably ask again, you know, what is it that you're doing? Well, if you're that interested, here's my link. You go take a look. You're not obligated in any way. If something you think you might be interested, get back with me. You know, I guess the idea is, I think on the internet, with especially like Facebook, we've gotten to the point that some people have believed that they need to be so pushy that that's the only way they're going to make any money, and they just don't realize that that's the only way they're never going to make it. Never, not in a million years,
that
because
is true.
everybody's just going to kick them out of there.
That is true, and people will ignore it.
Oh,
Like I said,
You
you've
know,
got to, if you want me to look at your link, you've got to, number one, the
I'm
best
so
thing in the world
tired.
to do is establish a relationship, a dialogue with me,
Yeah, it was a long
and
ride.
then maybe I'll be interested in knowing what you're doing. One thing, I might be interested in knowing because I may be able to help you.
You
Or
did?
number two, I
that's
may be
right.
interested in knowing because it may be something to help me.
I don't.
And
Oh, okay.
I won't,
I don't see
but
them.
I need that dialogue first. I need a reason to
Thank
be
you.
interested enough to want to click on that link. And the dialogue has to happen first. You
I
can
don't
have
like
the
riding
dialogue
in the
happen
rain.
in a single posting. You can have it happen, but you've got to
Yeah.
sell the sizzle first. You've got to,
Yeah.
show a
I thought Noah was gonna
true
float by
benefit
last night where we
for
were. It
what
was
you want me to
terrible.
look at, and how it will benefit me. Um, and if you don't do that, I won't look at it. Nobody else is going to look at it either. So,
We
but
came home
Right.
once you have built
And
that
I,
20
dialogue, you can do that,
instead of
and
through Chattanooga because
you know,
he checked
and I think the other
Delaware
thing is
right over
Sandy and
where
I last week
Boone
were talking about,
and
I
there's
get, she was
big
saying she
black
gets so
clouds
many
all
of
over
these,
Chattanooga
she gets
where the other one
frustrated and she doesn't know
didn't
what
have
to
that
do with
many,
them. And
so
I
it
told
wasn't
her,
that bad, but
basically
it
delete
was
them,
rough.
get them out of there. The other thing was friend request. I don't know about yours, but mine, I might have 30, 40 friend requests, and hell, I don't know any of them.
yeah,
Okay?
I just looked too. I got two right here right now on Facebook
Hmm.
too. that and
And
because I want me to
Somewhere,
confirm them. Well, I don't know these
on
people. I don't have
72,
any
it was
relationship
over a
with these
bridge.
people, and my
Yeah,
response
so
to
we were
that
afraid
is
to
I
go that
just
way. I didn't want to
click it
get
away,
halfway
ignore it.
and then
I
have to
don't
turn around.
well,
befriend people that
see,
I don't have a relationship with.
I'm a little more easier than that because,
What?
the old saying, curiosity killed a cat. I will
Oh, I
always
know it.
send them one email,
But I can
and
say,
that basically will say, do I know you, or is it that you know somebody
I got
that
a
I
Mother's
know?
Day card from Michael on
And that's it.
Tuesday.
I'll send it to them.
Most
Now,
of the time when people do that on Facebook, if you hover over their name, Facebook will actually tell you that there are so many mutual friends between you
What?
and that person, and I like to scan that list, whatever,
You
however
keep
many there
coming and
might
going.
be, and
I don't know
if I
what you're
find
saying.
some other people in there that I know that I have a friendship with, and I have a mutual you know dialogue running with those people, and I might go ahead and approve the first
Yeah.
person there because I feel like they probably will fit in with our dialogue and fit in with our group. But if they click on that and they say I got so many mutual friends and I don't know any of them, well, I don't know how they got to be my friend to start with, but I'm going to ignore it. You know,
Right. Well, anyway, I'm looking at the clock. I got to go eat
Now,
dinner
it's
here in
it's
I
about.
dinner
couldn't get
time,
in any
and
of
I
the
appreciate
rooms.
you being
Well,
in here,
already
Robert. I
packed up
appreciate
stuff. Well,
everybody else being in here.
I
I
couldn't
heard
get in.
someone drop out
And
just a minute ago. I'm not sure who, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
couldn't
I
get
was
the
going to
boxes. It
ask
was
real
heavy.
quick because
So I didn't do
when I was
it.
on there last week, we thought it was a good
Mostly
idea,
did a lot of
and that is before we close,
going to
the next meeting won't
lawyer's
be what, till
office.
Tuesday?
it'll
This,
be
that, and the
Tuesday,
other.
yeah,
So that's about what, 5 days?
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
Okay, so in about 5 days. Is there anything that you would like to bring up next Tuesday
I don't know.
He
for
didn't do that
discussion?
yet. He
I
has to
need to
send
talk
out
with Miss
all this
Sandy on that.
paperwork
Miss Sandy
stuff
had some ideas. I
for all
talked
of
with
us
her
to
about a
sign,
week or so ago,
and then
and she had
he'll
some
go
ideas on
petition the
things,
court
on directions we may
and
need
all
to
like
go,
that. So that's going to
that might
cost
fit in exactly with what you're talking about there.
$200
And
for the
I'd like to get her
Okay.
input in on that.
probate the will or whatever.
I don't know if she's
And
still
he
with us or not.
charges
Are you still with us,
500.
Sandy?
So, but we don't have to pay the 500 until after the
Apparently,
house is sold.
I think
Dave's still here though.
I'm not sure Dave's still here either. You still here, Dave? I didn't.
Maybe Dave dropped
I
off.
think I heard two
He
people
has
drop out, and that was the
a
only
friend
other two
that's gonna
people
get
in here.
two-bedroom,
So, but
and he's going to
Well,
share
this
then-
is recorded, and
Well, then
I
we'll
will
just-
get it posted, and the other people will hear it. But between now and Tuesday, I'd like to have input from everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
But I told her about
One thing I
job,
try
and she
not to
said
do,
she'd
and
go
I'm
apply
really,
right
really,
now.
really, really bad about doing, is monopolizing the
I
whole
took her with us.
call
everywhere
myself,
we
and
went.
I'll do that if I
She
get
was
carried
our,
away, and people need to
our
jump in and
guide.
stop me because
Yeah,
I'm
and
real
I
good
do
at
the
talking.
same thing.
She,
But anyway, we'll just leave that
She was
open
where
till
everything was.
next Tuesday, and
That was good.
maybe
So
we'll have some more people, get involved, because that's the other thing that's really important in my mind,
Yes.
with our calls, that we need more
So
people.
that's what I've always tried to accomplish, was to
What happened to
talk
the budget?
about things that people have a need to hear, things that people are interested in. I could get on here and pick a subject and start teaching
I don't
about it,
know.
or talking about it, and I could talk for that whole hour. And it might not be anything anybody really wanted to hear about, and that's one thing I try to avoid.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
James watches her.
I usually go into calls with a
Yeah.
open mic, open format,
Yeah,
and
I-
give everybody a chance
I
to
haven't seen her in
tell me,
years.
what they're interested in, what questions they have, and stuff like that, and then we pick out of that. We pick a subject and we,
James
address
refuses
it.
to get a job.
So that's
Yeah.
generally the
He
way
seems to
I
be a chain smoker,
always
so-
worked. But
Anyhow.
Well, anyway, we got 5 days, so I'll Skype
She's-
Dave, and, well, I don't know if I can get a hold of Sandy, but I'll just put a few messages in there about,
post it to
Uh,
the Winter Team chat room, and
So I called her and told her.
you can get all
yeah,
everybody.
we'll just post it there and say, next Tuesday, if you have anything that you would like to discuss or go over,
Patients out.
Sure.
please let us know, and then that way we'll know that, that whoever's gonna show up, that's what we're gonna discuss and go over, and maybe we can make some progress.
Food stamps and
That,
stuff, and
that, that,
obviously
that
she
sounds like a
went,
plan.
because she said, I don't
All
have to
right,
worry
well,
about
my
food
support's
now.
by you, 100%.
Well,
And,
I appreciate
like I
that.
said, I
I
gotta
appreciate
run.
everybody. I appreciate all the team members, and
He didn't
even
want her
the
to
people that
go.
don't show up
That's
on the calls. There's a
embarrassing.
lot of other people that
Well,
listen to
she's
these
at her
calls. So
wit's end. She'll do anything to keep
I
her
appreciate
daughter,
appreciate
you
everyone.
know?
We'll
All right, well, I'll see you on, next
we
Tuesday
look forward
then.
to hearing you
If I
Tuesday.
don't see you sooner,
Yeah, well, that might be too.
She
I
said,
might,
they're-
give you a call.
That's
they're not
always
gonna
good
take
too.
my daughter. If I have to take
All right, Mike, you
her
take
All
care.
right, we'll talk to y'all later.
him,
All right,
drop
Mike,
him
good
off
night.
at his mother's house, I will. There's not room for everybody. So she'd stay in grandma's house with no electricity and heat. Or, or water or anything. So that no one would take anything. But she will make sure that Winter has water, electricity, and all like that. She does not want her to be taken. Yep. And the only reason she sounded so dopey the other day when Dad was talking to her is she's taken her not frustrations, but grieving to just sleep because she doesn't have to think about it, But whenever I've called her, she's popped right up, gotten dressed, I'll do anything you need me to do. I'll help you, just call me and let me know. Won't be able to call much longer because she won't have a phone. That's what I told her. You can go get an Obama phone, get it. And we told her, you paid, you worked, Mike worked, I worked, we paid for it, get it. Oh, okay. When you put it that way, I said, don't let pride get in your way. It's not like you never worked. You did work. You put money into that system. Oh, I don't think she thought of it that way. Yeah. And she did call the health department and she has an appointment. It's in November. That's how long the waiting list is. Yeah. And I told her, I said, well, then get your name on as quick as you can. Oh, well, the wait was so long. I thought, well, if you'd done it then, it wouldn't have been so long. So she's trying. Mm-hmm. And we're doing stuff, so we stopped and had lunch, and I bought her lunch. And she thanked me 3 times. Mm-hmm. So it's not like she's trying to be, waiting for a handout. She just didn't know any better. Because yeah, it was. Because Mimo had just kept them as children. Money can't buy happiness, but I'd cheer up much faster sipping a margarita on the beach outside of my oceanfront mansion.